We turn now to a charge often leveled by one student against another. And what we're talking about here are black students. It is not uncommon that one black student will accuse another of acting white. It is a charge so hurtful that the student accused may intentionally hold themselves back in school, intentionally underachieve to avoid it. Hard to believe, but it's true. This music comes from up-and-coming rap artist John Forte. John Forte comes from the toughest streets of Brooklyn, but he also comes from Exeter, one of America's finest prep schools.
I didn't know if I fit in at Exeter. I didn't know if I fit in Brooklyn.
Were you accused of acting white?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's hot. That's hot.
Watching John today, working in the world of hip-hop music, producing the likes of the Fugees and their lead singer Lauryn Hill, it's hard to imagine he was mocked by black friends for his education. Hard to imagine he was accused of acting white. You won't find the term acting white in any dictionary, but it's a safe bet almost every black student in America can define it for you. Just listen to these high school students.
Being smart, going to school, getting the grades. I don't know, achieving, I guess.
Acting white is achieving.
Talking proper, going to classes, not skipping, and all that.
Succeeding.
Succeeding, right.
If you're doing anything extracurricular that has to do with school, oh yeah, she's acting white.
These are all students serious about school at East High School, Madison, Wisconsin. We went there to find out about acting white, about black students being bullied or ridiculed because they appear too eager to excel academically. The charge can be leveled just because someone raises a hand in class or reads too many books.
Mostly kids of your own color. They hate to see another black person get ahead, succeed, without you thinking that you're white.
Let me go right down the rows. You ever been accused of acting white?
A lot of times.
Terrence?
Even the way that I talk, the way I act.
So you've been accused of acting white?
Yeah.
And how about you, Asia?
Yeah, most definitely.
Rebecca?
Yeah, it's the way I talk. I guess the way I carry myself, I guess.
When you say the way you talk, you mean because you use standard English?
Yeah. Yeah, I use standard English that people can understand, and they just say that, oh, she talks like she's white, she acts like she's white,
The hardest part about teaching is to watch black students sabotage each other, their academic success, their social success. A couple people came up to me after class and said,
Katie Jones is a history and ethnic studies teacher at East High School. Underachieving black students, she says, will prey on the achievers.
Those kids who work very hard, who take pride in pleasing a teacher in terms of the assignments, getting the work done, doing what's expected of any student, that student, unfortunately, will deal with students that seem to think they've simply sold out.
East is an integrated city high school. It has been recognized for excellence. White students here outnumber black students by about 3 to 1. But for all its strengths, accusations of acting white are heard at East daily. Those accusations can hurt so much that some students will consciously underperform in class to avoid them.
I wouldn't answer all the questions that I knew was right. I'd just probably slouch back in my chair and be like this or something. I wouldn't answer questions.
I used to get straight A's all the time, and there was this girl who's like, dang, she's just acting white. Look at you, you're just a goody two-shoes. And everywhere I went, she called me goody two-shoes, so I ended up dropping my grades, just doing bad on a couple of tests, so she'd leave me alone. I got C's on them, but I couldn't put my grades back up after that.
Clinical psychologists Derek and Darlene Hobson treat students who are stung by charges of racial disloyalty. Tell me why, for a black youngster, it is so hurtful to be accused of acting white.
I think part of it is you're being told that you don't like yourself, that you're acting white, so I know you don't like being black, I know you don't know who you are.
The great thing that had to be overcome in this country is the negative stereotypes about blacks that may have been in white minds. But what this says to me is there's a negative stereotype about blacks in black minds.
Absolutely. It's sometimes even in their own home environments where a black student might come home from school and begin to speak in a certain way, and a grandmother might say, don't come in here, boy, speaking like that, who you think you are, acting like those white folks. I mean, we have this within our own communities where adults will perpetuate that negativity and that ignorance.
Trev, I always got you in trouble, bro.
It is not an isolated phenomenon. John Forte, the student who got the scholarship to Exeter, he faced accusations when he went back to Brooklyn.
We all felt a little alienated. I felt a little alienated by returning home. They felt a little alienated by me.
Had you sold out in their minds?
Yeah, just a bit. Just a bit.
You say just a bit and you laugh.
Yeah.
Is it more than just a bit?
I think everybody was a little taken aback. Well, did we lose him? Is he gone? Because I didn't come back initially speaking slang. I didn't speak the same way. I definitely didn't dress the same way.
To try and get an idea of what motivates some black students to put down higher achieving peers, we talked to another group of East High students who all admitted that they have confronted classmates and have accused them of acting white. Accused them not only because they do well in school, but also for the clothes they wear, the music they listen to, and because they start spending too much time with white friends.
When you try to impress people, that's what they first think about you. You acting white, you selling out, you fronting, basically.
If you with somebody every day, and then all of a sudden they go with this other group, you say, well, you acting white because you don't be with me no more and you ain't got time to be with us. Yeah, I'm gonna call you acting white if you go about not acting the same way you used to. I mean, you can go to class and get good grades but still be who you are, but when you change and not want to hang with me or this and all that, I mean, I feel you acting white, or you trying to be above who I am.
Either you play basketball, you're going to get labeled as a jock.
Right.
If you read books, you're going to get labeled as a nerd.
Or a bookworm.
Right. They're going to label you like, man, he a bookworm, man. Don't even talk to him no more. Right. He a white boy. He want to be white, man. Don't even talk to him no more. And you get no love at school, period. Everybody start ignoring you.
Isn't what you're saying is there's something wrong with wanting to be smart?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Being accused of being a nerd is like being told you're square. But being accused of acting white is like being told you're a traitor.
Social scientist and Harvard researcher Ron Ferguson is among educators who believe it's vitally important to understand the charge of acting white and its impact. But you're selling out by trying to be smart, by trying to get ahead, and that's what's so amazing about it.
But you're selling out by trying to be like a group that we have in some way demonized in our own group mythology. And so it's just not right to try to be like them.
Of greatest concern to Ferguson and others is the possibility that black students who succumb to pressure and dumb themselves down may contribute to what is a disturbing disparity between black and white students on standardized tests. Current research proves that no race is more intelligent than another, but black students do not score as well on standardized tests as whites. 47% of the country's white 12th graders read at or above a proficient level, compared to only 18% of black students. And math figures are just as disturbing. But do we know that the fear of acting white is in any way contributory to maintaining that gap in test scores?
We strongly suspect it. My own perspective is that it's too pervasive and too important to ignore. I think the problem is that the fear of being accused of acting white stops young people who could work harder from making the effort to work harder.
And the danger here is, of course, if too many black students reject what school has to offer, then society at large will pay a price, with a generation of young African Americans unprepared for the next century.
This is crazy, where blackness is equated with ignorance and intelligence is equated with white.
The famous movie director, Spike Lee. We caught up with him before a New York Knicks basketball game.
You have to be adaptable, you have to be versatile, and be able to move amongst all these worlds if we're gonna function going into the 21st century. And if you can't speak and you can't write, if you don't know how to use a computer, we're gonna be ass out. Simple as that.
En la página 96.
Real success for any student, black or white, comes from being able to exist in a variety of worlds. And to do that, John Forte says he speaks the equivalent of 2 different languages.
How you doing, bro? All right, bro? You all right? Everything? Good?
Why is black slang important? Why is the maintenance of it important?
So that if there's something that you don't want someone else to understand, you can just speak in slang, and it's cool. That's what's cool about slang. It's your friend's language. It's a language for friends that friends use amongst friends.
Can you change like that?
Yes, I can, but I couldn't speak slang to you because it wouldn't feel right.
Really?
It wouldn't. It wouldn't, because then it would be fabricated. It wouldn't be sincere.
We wondered if we brought some of the students accused of acting white, together with those who accused others, whether they might speak honestly with each other about their grades and their problems with one another. One of those accused of acting white talked of the lengths to which her family had gone to protect her from the accusations.
And I had to change my friends when I was even in middle school, coming into high school, because I could see they were my downfall. And at points, at a point in time, they wanted to fight me, and my mom had to put a restraining order on them. I could see I wasn't moving ahead, so I had to change my friends.
You told me you have accused people of acting white, and you've done it because you thought that they were trying to suck up to the white community, and you told me that because you thought they were trying to do better academically. Didn't you?
Well, yeah, but you making it sound like it's kind of bad. It's bad how I said it, but they were doing something wrong. They were kicking their old friends to the side for new friends, and that is wrong. How you just gonna kick one person to the side just to try to hang with somebody else and forget all about that other person?
But if they're hanging with you and they stop hanging with you, maybe you're pulling them back. You can't be mad at them because they want to make something of themselves.
You know what your academic record is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad. And yet you're obviously not dumb. You're smart.
It's just how I do dumb things.
Yeah? Is any of that because you're afraid of being accused of acting white?
I'm not afraid of it, but I wouldn't want to be called that, because wouldn't nobody want to be called acting white, because that's just putting them down. And
Why do it to other people if you know it's going to mess with their mind and not have them be the best that they're going to be? If you know that it would bother you, why do it to other people?
As a reporter, looking at this from an admittedly outsider's perspective, you're left realizing how difficult it is for African American students, both those accused of acting white and their accusers. Anyone who can navigate the difficult minefield and fit in all societies really has done something commendable.
What's up, man? How you feeling? Everything good? Yeah.
I had to make my peers in the streets of Brooklyn feel comfortable. And it didn't mean by denouncing where I'd been, my experiences, or my friends for that matter, but it meant sharing that with them. And also letting them know I'm not ashamed. I can still speak slang. I can still rap even.
Nuts, baby, John Forte, where you at, baby? Come on.
The achievement gap between black and white students on standardized tests has narrowed significantly in the past 30 years, but the fear of being accused of acting white may still account for some of the gap that remains. It's a subject educators have had trouble pinning down, but will continue to study.